But we are into the draft for game number 2. Remember to thank Coach Sosa and honorary Coach Brizabel when you vote for your teams. And Senna, along with Evelyn, taking out first thing.
Yeah, the streamer curse Senna, and then the Evelyn that is probably not going to see the light of day. The Smolder makes entire sense. After the Smolder got online for Team Unknown, the game was over at that point. Sivir, we've already seen already. Like all of these bands make sense. Something to criticize. I'm always harping on drafts, and people can stop me or can try to stop me if they want, but banning champs that are strong versus banning champs that are good against the idea of a comp that you're going to bring to the table, it's not something that we're seeing. To be frank, Senna, Smolder, and Braum aren't responding to a specific comp. They're just good champs. Which is fine. It's a strategy, but it's not going to be something that is going to carry you to the next thing. What you need to be doing is incorporating a strategy that takes into account an Evelyn or a Braum or something like that. Poppy is an instant first pick for SLCC.
I like Poppy a lot, by the way. I think that the rework was done really, really well. Yeah, there are some people who probably don't even know that she got reworked. Sure. Isn't that weird to think it was that long ago that happened?
We're old,
but I love Poppy. I think she's a great champion. She's a great support. She's a good jungler. She's a great top laner. I think that her utility is great, but also a great champion. Aurora locked in for Team Unknown.
Yeah, I guess they didn't like Proden on Aurora. There's the Sejuani 100% pick ban. At this point, Team Unknown not being, just like you said, Braum became a problem and is locked out. I'm curious if this Aurora is going to stay topside, and then a Vayne for the bot side. Vayne is a spicy pick. I almost never like to see Vayne in my games, and I feel like every tournament game with Vayne in it is an exciting one.
And there's the Jarvan. Man, I really think that that's a great pick. He's one of the most annoying champions if you're a marksman. You can't go anywhere. Yep. He jumps across your entire team, knocking them up on the way, by the way, and then just makes it so you can't move. So you either have to flash or you die, because he deals quite a lot of damage, even when building tanky.
I do like this Nautilus as a response, though. Just want to, on the brand of Jarvan, how much different their team comp looks compared to what it did last time. Like it's much more close range, much more committal to fights. Very much enjoying this. Curious what their last picks are going to be. Team Unknown banning the Malzahar totally makes sense. Proden's very competent on his control mages. He loves his Malzahar. Another Malphite ban. Doesn't make as much sense with me, but you know what? That's okay. But yeah.
So even though it is Bear that primarily plays the Malphite, I'm going to be real here and say that Malphite is probably one of the... I ban Quinn every game. It doesn't matter. Okay? It literally doesn't matter. Quinn is banned. And I think that's what this is doing. If we really think about it, Slick has been drafting for the bottom lane. Right, we got that Sivir in game number 1. They got the Kog'Maw, now the Vayne, and it's all about Rigby. And so when you have a champion that can just press literally one button, not 3 buttons like Jarvan, and stop you in your tracks, especially when there are videos on YouTube called Vayne spotting with Malphite, like, I get it.
Yeah, totally. And maybe I'm a little bit of a doubter of Volibear. Where is that going?
That would be top lane, my friend.
Is that a support Poppy then?
Oh, hello.
And I'm okay. I love this season 1 comp that we've got going on. All the reworked champs.
Oh man, it is. Yeah.
It's you round it off with not a singed, but something else.
Someone mid lane. Honestly, I would love to see an Orianna. It would be a really cool thing to see here. All the shields on your carry, but I think that is also very good. Aurelion Sol is he's your insurance policy, I want to call it.
Certainly. Looking at how close range their entire team is, it's not going to be uncommon for us to see 4 people on a body for SLC and then a soul flying by elsewhere. Now, Proton needs to be very careful that he's not caught out in these fights. They've got Peel on their team, but I doubt that it's going to be used for that. And then a
Yone bot lane. I think that's Yone
have
bot.
A marksman.
Wait.
What is that a No,
Chat, help us out.
They're not doing it. That is a bot lane Aurora.
Is that better than the bot lane Yone?
I have to imagine. What? Whoa. Okay. Well.
I love. Thank you, Goto Drago. It says our faces are goated. Yeah, you got us, guys. That's not expected. We asked for some surprises, and boy, did we get one.
It's not bad. All right. Okay. No, I'm thinking about it. I can see it though with the Aurora, especially when you're considering J4, especially when you're considering Shen. I'm very curious what kind of a build this is. I'm hoping that Aurora is still building like normal. But I think there is a world in which Aurora they've got some weird build cooked up that they've been excited to show the rest of us. Certainly.
You know, DPS is the position. We call it AD carry, but the reality is you need a DPS. You need a source of consistent damage. And so what I think we're going to see is a lot of ability haste and maybe some burn instead of the burst that we would typically see from a mage like Aurora. And that might be it, but I'm also... The interaction between Yone and Aurelion Sol, the way Yone plays, he should be able to push up on the dragon, right?
He could definitely bully him a little bit. That is a very interesting matchup, not one I don't know as well. Both of them taking teleport is very wise there because they don't want to lose any of these waves. Yeah, very, very interesting. I can't get over this Aurora because matching it with the Nautilus is very scary. Man, I'm so wrapped up. I might be just at a loss a little bit.
Then let's talk about it, right? Because the Ignite is on Nautilus. Nautilus is one of those champions I mentioned earlier that from level 1 is a full champion.
Yep.
Like, he really is. He has his passive, and you grab that Q, you are a full champion. The only difference between a level 1 and a level 6 Nautilus is one other set of engage. And so that with the Ignite, once you hit level 2, like, you can pressure level 1. And you cannot do anything about it. It's so long of crowd control. And I think that's maybe not a reason, but it's a good thing they have that Poppy, because you have the pull from Nautilus is a dash. The W and the E from Aurora have dashes. Yone, 2 dashes. Sejuani has a dash. Wukong has a dash. And so if Honey Guillotine can be in the right spot and really protect Rigby, then they're going to be bouncing off that steadfast presence. But what that means is we need to see him wait for it. It has to be timed right. He can't be using it like a top lane Poppy trying to get closer. He can't be using it like a jungler Poppy to try and stop someone ganking your jungle. It needs to be properly timed to save Rigby.
Right, 100%. And honestly, of all the support champions that you can bring for a carry Aurora, Poppy is a pretty good one because being able to lock that down.
Poppy's on the other team.
That's what I'm saying is Poppy being able to stop dashes to be able to stun against the wall. Realize this is Vayne Poppy, so the first person who hits him against the wall is going to get stunned twice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. and they have a J4 as well. So it is a very, very scary combo of champions. Let alone we might have an invade on our hands against the Nautilus.
Game number 2 is starting in style here. Kodo Draco might be the first one caught. Proden is there. Kuroro misses the dredge line. Bad guy Timo is in the front. Hello, Guillotine. Honey Guillotine, rather. No, there's the taunt. An illusion sets it up. First blood over to Honey Guillotine. Next kill is flashed away. Ignite and Exhaust both down. Rigby flashes over the wall, picks up the second kill, and Slick are on a slick start to game number 2.
You're waiting to use that one.
Oh, you know it. An illusion
fighting.
is back in the front. Yoshido is in the way. Flash from Kiroro. A lot of spells used there. Let's count them. 5 flashes.
Crazy. Then the both kills going to the bot lane. That's going to be pretty painful for this this AP Aurora. She is going AP. Potions used as well. So it's going to be much harder for, to stay against the poke. Very, very big deal.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think Shen is another one of those champions that when you look at his strength level 1, it is very, very strong. The hard thing is laning with your dash is abysmal.
True. Very, very true. But you know what? It's probably worth it. Just like in a lane swap scenario, it's probably just better to get money towards the bot lane anyways, because, you know, to be honest, who cares about top lane? At least when it comes to getting your carry gold for sure.
Nice
Big
hook there onto Rigby. It's not very
Whoa,
long
gets
now.
the stun.
Honey Guillotine gets the stun against the wall. Only level 1 on the Poppy. Was not able to get a whole lot of experience in the first few waves, but Rigby stays alive, pops that potion, gets that 3% lifesteal. Thank you, Doran's Blade. But aggression and aggression, that's why you pick Nautilus.
No kidding. Love to see the Hex Flash as well used for the Poppy, despite being flashless.
That lollipop was gross. Ignite is down. Kiroro takes a lot of damage. Rigby picks up the kill. Calavir on the chase. Ignite is down once again. Barrier to keep him alive. Honey Guillotine probably doesn't win this, and so Calavir does go ahead, but has to back off.
Wow. Being able to make the most of a bad situation. Trading 1 for 1, not too bad. A pickaxe already picked up by the Vayne is still a significant amount of damage. It's no BF sword, but it's pretty close.
Yeah. Very, very strong. And an illusion up here, able to withstand the early aggression that Wukong can put down, even only having his E for the beginning of the laning phase. You should be able to stabilize that and even probably win it at this point. Shen is exceptionally strong against AD champions with his W.
Right, absolutely. Being able to block those well, a little gank bot side without the rest of his laners is going to push him out for some nice safe laning. And the roams begin.
That was a 3-man gank in mid. Did you see Kodo Draco on the Sejuani up there?
Yeah, running
but now,
pretty quick.
He's going to go up top side. Bad guy Timo fighting an illusion. And he goes down. Kodo Draco picks up that kill. I keep wanting to say something like Andalusia or something like that, but it's an illusion. Anyway, this is a very... You like the word cheeky. Hiroro's in some trouble. In goes Honey Guillotine. They have the combo. That's the double stun you talked about. And Rigby picks up his third of the game.
That is so brutal to see. And honestly, early level Nautiluses are so squishy. That they die very, very quickly. You might be a full champion, but you're definitely not a tank until later levels.
And, you know, this is another interesting thing. The cloth armor is not as useful as a ruby crystal would have been.
Right. It's one of those things that the amount of bang for your buck. Now, he might have gotten it because that's all the money he could afford at the time. But yes, he's not super strong as a tank yet. Getting caught out like that is all the more painful.
Got another gank opportunity on the bottom side. Kodo Draco is there. A nice block from Honey Guillotine. He is going to probably go down. No, flashes away. He is still alive, but only at 30 health. He's gonna get the slow onto Calavera. Knock up. Calavera does pick up the kill. Goes over the wall. Yoshido flashes. Should get his spells up any second now. They don't have vision for the moment. Death is there. Ooh. Oh, but the ultimate from Death will save him for just a moment longer. Rigby will pick up his 4th. Now on a killing spree. Kodo Draco in the front line. Missed. Hook. Kodo Draco is going to take a lot of damage. Flash forward from Kiroro. Gets Rigby down really low. He's going to tumble away. He's so close to dead. And somehow Slick take them down. Proden gets another kill on the Astral Flight. Death is the next target. He's gonna go again. They got the slow. They got the knock-up. They have the damage barrier. Saves Rigby. Broden gets another kill, and it is 8 over to the side for Slick.
Triple kill for Proden, or no, sorry, double kill for Proden. But being able to get those resets and then continue the fight, that chase didn't look worth it until it was very, very much worth it. Very, very well played for Slick. They're very easily dominating this game so far. Team Unknown is definitely grabbing those grubs in the meantime as they kind of lick their wounds and try to figure out how to make the best of a bad situation. And we have a game on our hands.
One of the other fascinating things to me is while there are champions who are just always a champion, Vayne is not one of them. Vayne is an item-reliant champion, and so getting Vayne as much gold as you can, as quick as you can, is the strategy here. Slick chasing the kills, getting gold so she can get her items and become a real champion.
Certainly. Getting that
more fighting. Sorry to interrupt you. We got a stun into a knock-up, into a block of the Q. Arctic Assault is what it's called. Beautiful aim from Proden on the Sky's Descend.
Yeah. Sorry, this is the wrong jungle, buddy. You're not supposed to be around here. Being able to respond to that very well played by Slick. Team Unknown is starting to overextend, maybe possibly getting overconfident.
Oh, wow, that was huge. But I don't know what happened there. A lot of back and forth. The Stand United from an Illusion is there to save Rigby, to get the taunt onto Calavera, pop the barrier even. That was weird little slingshots.
Yeah, Shen does have teleport. We'll be able to pop back in. Very, very well played. Because that would have easily been the death without the Shen.
Might have landed. Honey Guillotine is here, but so is Kodo Draco. Do they have the damage to kill Kiroro? They don't. Condemn gets Kodo Draco away, and no one goes down on that delayed exchange. But this is more PLC than we've seen all day. I'm gonna say it.
Lots of fights, constant fights, back and forth. Yep, this is PLC for you. I can't confirm.
I like the way that they're playing, right? Slick is licking wounds, as you put it. They've lost 2 games to Team Unknown, but they said, not anymore.
Right. They're playing it very, very well. I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe I'm just favored whoever's playing blue side, because it seems like whoever's on the map with the friendly colors is the team that I'm rooting for. Slick is piloting this very, very well. 3-0 on the Acel, 5-1 on the Vayne. They just have a lot of money on the right chance.
Absolutely. Those carries, those mega scaling champions are exactly where you want your gold. And, you know, Team Unknown, they came out with this cheek with the Aurora bot. Death might be in some trouble here. He is knocked up. He's fist fighting Yoshido. Gonna be slowed there by Proden. And he gets stunned but makes it out.
Crazy.
Do we see the fight? Proden gets stunned almost under turret. Yoshido is in the front line, ults onto Death, but the knockup is there. Yoshido is caught underneath the turret, but does pick up 1 kill. Now, Rigby is here. Timing for the condemn is not there. Calavera tries to go in onto Proden. He gets knocked against the wall. Rigby's on a rampage and is rampaging through Team Unknown. Only 1 more auto attack should give him the kill here. And there it is, a double kill for Rigby. Slick are taking this one away.
3 for 1, very, very acceptable. To be fair, Acel, who was on a killing spree, definitely is a little bit more gold for Team Unknown, but for the most part, any day. Slick will absolutely take that. Very, very happy with that trade. Very interesting to see the Warmogs on the Sejuani as the first item, especially for how often Sejuani's been caught out. It feels like something like a Sunfires or an equivalent item would have been the play to go.
So it doesn't help with wave clear or anything like that, but her passive grants her huge resistances. And so if you build the Warmogs first, you get massive damage reduction because of how high the passive gives you.
Sure.
And then when they get knocked off, you can just walk away because you have Arctic Assault and you heal right back up and get to fight again. It's been a popular thing. They actually had to nerf Warmogs once or twice because people were doing this. And now an illusion doesn't have his dash. He has to flash away. In goes Yoshido, gets an auto attack on the bad guy Teemo, but it doesn't matter because they're going for the grubs.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Another
Look at the roams
going to Slick.
Honey Guillotine is caught out. Yoshido does not land the knockup, but does catch bad guy Teemo in the ultimate. Yoshido is pulled back in by Kiroro. In goes Death with his ultimate. Proton doesn't have his. Aurora casts hers. That's a shield from the Stand United. An illusion is going to make it out. Proton does go down, and it is a 1-for-0 trade so far. An illusion doesn't get the kill onto Calavir, who is really healthy. Death on the other side, though, is not. In goes Rigby. Calavir has to pop the barrier. It is not enough. Rigby takes him down. An illusion is still somehow alive. Death does not get hit with the knockup, is slowed by the red buff, and is taking damage over time. But Kodo Draco gets the kill onto Yoshido, and now Rigby almost gets hit by that dredge line. That would have spelled disaster for Slick. Proton wants to go in. He's throwing down damage onto Death. Do they have the damage over time? Honey Guillotine is in the front as well. Kiroro wants to go in onto Rigby. He doesn't have any summoner spells. They can't get it, and the re-engage is thwarted by Team Unknown.
That was so greedy from Proton. Maybe if he had an ultimate, but that was just more gold. Now things are looking much more even. Trying to take
comes Shen. An illusion wants to go in. He gets the taunt onto Kodo Draco. And in comes Yoshido. They pick up one of the kills, and now they're against bad guy Teemo. Calavir and Kiroro are here. Teleport coming in from Death. He is going to be really important in this fight. Honey Guillotine has shown up as well. Forget a Ram. Man, this is ARJ.
All the grubs?
All random jungle, baby.
Certainly. But, I mean, honestly, how much money are you going to be putting forth to get these grubs? This is fight after fight. This is PLC. This is what we like to see.
So, the Vayne going from 8-0 to 8-2. No additional kills from all of that fighting up there.
Right. Yeah. And honestly, I'm trying to figure out how much that was, Slick losing the advantage. Like, how bad is this for them? Because all of a sudden, Team Unknown has a gold advantage again. And when Team Unknown had got the gold advantage in their previous games, they never really lost it.
I think that they're still okay. Their composition is doing what it's supposed to. They almost have ultimates up. Kodo Draco keeps getting caught here. That's the second double stun into the knockup that we've seen. And he is going to go down. Rigby now 9-2, and they're going to steal a buff.
Yeah, very, very well played. They've clearly done this Poppy Vayne thing before, and it's good on them. It's working out very, very well.
I like the Death Squad as well. They're moving around as a team, and it's one of those important things. Again, Rigby on this Vayne. Vayne is an item champion, so you need to get her gold.
Right. That's something that, got the Blade of the Rune King already done. And they're getting Vayne gold. 9-2 is no slouch. Keeping up with the CS as well. Very, very well done by them.
I like Proton's build path as well. The Rylai's is a very strong item on Aurelion Sol when he can place such large areas in his spells. That means it's easy to get the slows and help set up his team. And I really, really like it.
Absolutely. And another thing that I'm liking is these hex flashes. the nice thing about Hex Flash is being able to commit to it and then to choose not to do it. Starting the Hex Flash and then just teleporting back, because it's going to be back in another 15 seconds. So it's kind of nice if you know you're going to be using it often to use it. It's just a fun rune.
All right. We are now 16 minutes in, thereabouts. We have 26 kills, which is a good number for this many minutes. Kiroro and Calavir know that they can't be up anymore. The engage potential from Honey Guillotine and Rigby is just too much. They're chasing them off. They get the stun onto Kiroro. They're going to knock him against the wall. Depth Charge says, nah, not quite yet. And he might just make it out. He does. And in comes Death. Gets the hit onto Honey Guillotine. Rigby is still dealing a lot of damage. They knock away with the Poppy ultimate, but Rigby gets caught in the Jarvan ult and will go down. Proton comes in, gets the shockwave, but it doesn't land the stun. Calavir's still alive. Kodo Draco shows up. An illusion has to dash away, gets hit with the permafrost, and he is in a lot of trouble. Proton is going to make it out, but no one else is. Slick might have just thrown the game here with that bot lane jump. An illusion dashes away. Bad guy Teemo gets slowed by Proton, but now he's stuck. He gets interrupted on his astral flight, and now he's caught, not even underneath the turret. And Team Unknown are bringing this back from the brink of what looked disastrous in the early game.
Yeah, no kidding. And honestly, they're not out of the woods yet. They still have a Fed Vein to contend with, but things are definitely not in the
Jump
favor
forward
of Slick anymore.
Flash, Death is not knocked up. They are just fighting to fight for the sake of fighting. That was an interesting little stun interaction there. Shutdown Gold now going over to Rigby on the Vayne. Drake is not spawning, but they want to get into position and fight over this bottom turret yet again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of incredible to see just how often we're seeing response fights. You know, a fight starts and then the fight starts and then the fight starts, all in the same area.
They almost did yet another one. Rigby says, nah, man, we got to get this turret out of here. Kodo Draco is engaged on the top side. They do take the turret. That means they can push forward. 2 flashes cast. Calavir does land down the ult to try and trap someone in. Kiroro hooks a minion. Death might be in some trouble now. He is going to get knocked away. Oh, he goes into the spirit, but Rigby's caught on the backside. Calavir on a killing spree. Snap back for Death. Calavir over the wall. Wants to get the kill onto Honey Guillotine. Ultimate does not land. Kodo Draco on the backside. It does get the stun onto Yoshido, who dies as well. An illusion is the next target. Is that going to be the Calavir quadra kill as the triple has already gone down? Death takes him out, but they are ahead. They are ahead in kills. They tied up the turrets, and they are ahead in gold.
That is absolutely crazy. The back and forth. You know, people can't hold on to their carries. Calavir is starting to get rack up the kills himself, getting the money up there. That's going to be very, very big for a champion that likes her powerful power spike items, such as Malignant has already done, but tier 2 boots and her other high-hitting AP items next.
I think this game is kind of falling into chaos, right? We're getting late in the day, and I think everyone's starting to feel it. Hey, look at this. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize there was a call out there.
A call? Wow.
Yeah, Wukong has a call. And it only has 7 left.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, that's 7 attack damage. I'm crazy. I saw the little orange and I thought it... Anyway, yeah. This game is delivering. I think this is a lot of fun. They got the bottom turret, and now they're raging up against the top. Slick. They're going to take this turret, and then they're going to fight. Rigby is on the warpath. Death gets immediately taken down. Yoshido goes in. They go after Kodo Draco. Want to stop him from dashing. It doesn't matter. Kiroro gets caught instead, and they are just full forward motion. They might just take top tier 2 as well.
It's kind of crazy because Slick still has these powerful scaling champions. You know, Soul is starting to get some stacks.
Knock up into stun on Kodo Draco. Red buff is taken. I couldn't see who got it, but it won't matter in just a minute. Kodo Draco will jump away. He does ult, but gets stunned against the wall. And it goes over to Rigby, who now gets the red buff.
Crazy. The kills are basically in lockstep lately. Baron up. They're not going to be stancing for it as people start to respawn, but we have a very even game. It's anyone's game at this point. Money is absolutely on the right people for Slick, but there's just a lot of money for Team Unknown right now. So, yeah.
It's getting... I think the chaos is starting to subside, right? Items are coming out. The 303 Wukong is also a big problem. He is going to get taunted. He's going to Cyclone to try and stop it. An illusion might be in some trouble. Bad guy Teemo is taking a lot of damage. In comes Proton. He picks up the kill. That shutdown gold as well.
Look at how big his E is already. He's got so many stacks that the second that he showed up, he executed Wukong almost immediately. But taking so many champions on the bot side, they're going for a Baron that is in the complete dark. That's very, very scary for Slick, who's going to be arriving at the right time.
I think they see it. Teleport is happening as well. Calavir and Death both get stopped by the Poppy Steadfast Presence. This was the engage, and Team Unknown get wiped at the Baron.
Wow, that's where the money on the big carries is coming out. That, like, just was so one-sided it wasn't even funny. Poor Team Unknown, that seemed like an okay Baron call and just completely got destroyed for it.
Baron now secured for Slick. They have the top turret, they have the bottom turret, they have the buff, they have the Jarvan attack speed. They're going to take mid lane turret. I think they can even push one more because the engage tools were all used from Team Unknown.
Certainly, yeah. Oh my goodness, that
ultimate available.
Right. The big ulti too. That is
hey, Death.
In.
They don't even have to fight him right there. He's gonna pop back, but Proton is in trouble. The Sky's Descent does land. It deals a lot of damage. Honey Guillotine wants to ult someone away. There goes the Wukong. Kiroro in the front line trying to snare someone and help Kodo Draco. He will go down to an illusion. Meanwhile, Rigby chases down Calavir. He goes dominating. Kodo Draco versus Yoshido will go the way of Yoshido until the flash. And then another kill. Double for Rigby. Kodo Draco needs one more hit from Yoshido. He dodges out the flail. And while his team goes to take a turret in the mid lane, who's going to dash first? Ace. Yoshido picks it up.
And being able to stagger that death is very rough for the jungler, as Dragon should be coming up pretty soon here. This is just not looking good for Team Unknown. You thought they were pulling it back for a second, but all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere, Slick is able to take take hold of this game and bring it into their own. 17 kills on Vayne is something you never want to hear on the enemy team.
Definitely not. 17 kills even on your own Vayne means that the game's almost over and you're not going to have any fun anymore.
Certainly.
Never good news. And so this is... I'm looking at Calavir's build, and that's the DPS that I was thinking, right? You got that Leandries. You have many healthy, tanky targets. Poppy, Jarvan, Shen. So Calavir should be doing quite a lot with that build, and I'm hoping it does, because... you know what? No, hold on. I want a game 3, so I want Slick to keep winning.
Right. They're the people to root for right now, so that we can get some really dynamic games. Honestly, watching TU and Slick play is a pleasure in and of itself. They're playing so well. It's a back and forth game. It feels like they're pretty evenly matched. Very enjoyable.
One of the important things to me is that with this Baron buff, they've been able to push lanes, right? They took mid lane up, way up to the inhibitor. Now they can get this other tier 2. They did pick up the Drake, but they actually got to use this buff. The last time they got one, they died.
Right.
And in comes Calavir and the team. A nice stun onto the entirety of Team Unknown. Rigby gets to stand united, but immediately gets hit with 3 separate knockups from the ultimates of Team Unknown. And they had the Wombo to combat the Wombo from Slick. That was actually huge from Team Unknown.
Yeah, kind of crazy the second that Vane's down, the fight's over, because there's so much damage into that.
Proto Draco's low. Proton picks that one up, goes into the Zhonya's, flashes away, tries to get the Astral Flight, but is aced.
Proto Dracos are dealing a lot of damage. What I meant to say is Proton is dealing a lot of damage, is being survivable in these fights as he starts to get the stack up. But once his team is gone, there's really not much more to be done. The cheeky Team Unknown standing in the middle of SLCC, slowly giving him stacks as they wait for him to come out of Zonia. Is probably not even thinking about what they're doing.
Well, and at the beginning of the game, 6 extra, not a big deal. But when you're 26 minutes in and you're getting way more out of those stacks, it's a big deal.
Certainly. And I want to point out these vision scores that are on these team.
Rigby got caught, but he's immediately covered by his team. Rigby is in a lot of trouble. Kodo Draco is going in really hard. He gets his shield. Calavera tries to lock him in. Rigby manages to survive with sub 300 health. Death wants to go in. Yoshido locks them up. That's an ult for Proton. They get one. Can they get another? They can't. Bad guy Teemo goes in. He almost hits Rigby, who does manage to get out. An illusion gets the ultimate down onto Proton. An illusion and bad guy Teemo fight. Yoshido helps him pick that one up. Proton picks up another kill. That's a double. Do we see the triple? Calavera is the next target. As Proton gets the Astral Flight, Yoshido helping him out. That's the triple kill for Proton. Does that reset the flight? Kodo Draco is flying away with the blast cone. He gets slowed up. An illusion is there. Tries to get him with the Shadow Dash, but instead it's just the minions. Proton trying for the Quadra. Can't get it, but that was the return after a devastating play on the boss side.
Yeah, Proton is absolutely starting to get his stacks up. The damage is crazy. People aren't expecting it. Hyper-scaling champion is starting to come out, 12-6. He's doing very well for himself, and we appreciate seeing it. He's been left online for too long, and this is what you get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I wanted to point out right before that last fight started how great the vision scores are. Both teams doing very well.
Speaking of vision, Rigby had it, and Death is taken down. Calavera traps Rigby in, dodges out to the other side. Flash from Rigby to keep himself alive. Bad guy Teemo is going to be the next target. He's trying to get a kill there, but it's instead a triple for Rigby. Calavera needs to dodge out. Proton, tanky with the Zhonya's, decides that turret doesn't mean anything and helps get yet another kill for Slick. Now 67 in the game at 28 minutes.
Yeah, not just the Zhonya's, but the Rylai's, the Leandry's, eyes on Proton right now, because he's really the difference maker. That a very close back and forth game, and now Slick is 40 and 27, in no small part to Vayne and Proton.
425 Stardust stacks on Proton. That's a big number, ladies and gentlemen.
He's the size of a Baron pit.
Now, Dragon Soul for Slick. Team Unknown has to fight here, and they have to win that fight. Slick has an option. Do you go for the Drake, or do you push with that Baron buff you just picked up? And I'm personally a fan of the Baron buff, but Dragon Soul is really strong.
The Dragon Soul is indeed very strong. It's strange that they'd be so committal to
Fight is here. Bad guy Teemo wants to go onto Rigby every single time as soon as he can. He gets the second knockup, but Rigby is strong now. The Sky's Descent deals the damage. Calavera is really low. Death is less than half as well. Proton slows down Death and executes the guy.
Yeah, very strong. Very strong. Being able to get the soul, and looks like he'll still have enough time to push with it too. This might be the end of the game here if they're not careful.
Teleport to top lane as well to push with that Baron buff, where they already had a lane. Open inhibitor in mid. An illusion is getting good work up there done, but then he's going to join his team. They have the inhibitor in mid, and I think you just rotate up top and fight up there. Or do they go for the end of the game? You have only a few seconds before Team Unknown are back up.
being able to stagger the deaths is huge, but I agree. I think you just get the damage in, and looks like they'll probably just rotate up top and try to take this turret, but the entire team's up in just a couple seconds, so they'll need to be careful with this. They do have Baron buff, so it looks like they're just going to be a little methodical and take things down bit by bit.
I think that's the right play. It's one of the biggest change when they changed Baron buff was the ability to push the lane, and I think a lot of teams forget that that's its purpose. And so I like seeing Slick use it correctly. They back out, they don't over push, and now we'll see what happens at the end here.
Yeah, Team Unknown still putting in the effort to try to stay in this, but it looks like the game is slowly slipping out of their fingers. They had a pretty strong moment in the middle of the game, as they usually do, but not able to hold on to it against the hyper carries.
Not only the hyper carries, but Poppy was able to scale.
True.
Honey Guillotine is not dying nearly as quickly. And look at the tanky builds on Shen and Jarvan.
Right. Just trying to exist long enough so that they can get cleaned up later. Sundered Sky is actually, something that I love to see on a Jarvan, to be able to survive in those fights pretty well. And no slouch in damage either. I know most of that was Vayne, but still doing a fair amount with the Black Cleaver Sundered Sky combo.
One of my favorite combos, because it was used against me once, is Vayne condemning into a Jarvan wall.
Yep. And then just add Poppy to that, and you've got an omelet.
Breaking several eggs there.
Certainly.
23 kills on the Vayne, and 5 items.
Yeah.
In fact, she can get a full 6 because the Zephyr is available when you upgrade the Berserker's Greaves.
Certainly. And it's kind of insane. The Zephyr is no slouch on the top of the Vayne passive. Getting objective bounty on TUs on Team Unknown is no slouch either. But I just don't think that amount of money is gonna to bring them back, especially from the amount of scaling that's going on. Big
does land the knock-up, but Shen stands united. Froden doesn't have the Zhonya's available, and now an Illusion is alone in a 1v2. Death doesn't have his ultimate, but an Illusion just used his dash, he used his flash, he might not make it out of here. And that was a 2-for-0 trade. That was super unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think, Proton this game has been a little bit too overcommittal. Shen trying to, big fight.
They go on to death, he flashes away. Rigby dodges out the damage from Kodo Draco. In goes bad guy Teemo. No, Rigby is thrown up against the wall of the Aurora ult. They manage to take him down. This might be the throw. Yoshido is gonna die as well. Wow. And Team Unknown just completely turned the game around off of a play on top side.
I wonder how much they can do off of this. They're still missing Soul. Elder Dragon not coming up for a while. Baron will be up soon, but I don't think a Baron is enough to win them the game. Pushing for that mid turret. Aesol is already up. His team is close in step because they died close together, but still a very interesting one.
I think that play was a little over-aggressive. Like, you have the Shen ult. You have your own ultimate as the Aurelian Soul, but you can't just walk up and take an inhibitor as an Aurelian Soul, right? That's not how that works. So, right. And especially not using the Zhonyas, I wonder if that stops the Stand United.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I don't know that interaction with Zhonyas very well. I feel like I should, because Zhonyas and Stand United have been around for a long time, but have not seen it.
Next fight, Kodo Draco has to dodge out, does get condemned against the wall, but now this is the full 5v5. We have all 10 players on this portion of the map. Kodo Draco gets almost knocked up. Kiroro pulls Yoshido out. Big stun onto death. Kiroro is the next target. Palavir throws down his ultimate. Bad guy Teemo dies. Calavir tries to jump away, gets some help from the Baron. Kiroro goes down, Calavir goes down, Death goes down. That's the ace, and I stand corrected. Slick have pulled it back with a great fight at the Baron. They have the push in the mid lane, they have the inhibitors, and they have 30 seconds before they can be stopped.
It's a big deal. I mean, they've earned it. They've had these big fights. I don't think there's any way that Team Unknown can pull it back from this. I think Slick has done a very good job, and they deserve this win.
Game number 2 goes to Salt Lake Community College. 36 minutes, almost exact same time as game number 1. And what a game it was. The change in Engage, just like we were talking about, and what a win.